Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Writing Workshop. I hope you guys all had a chance to read through the link to the passage, Should Wild Animals... Oh, I'm sorry, not that one. I Need a Later Bedtime. So I sent you guys a Google Doc with this. We looked at it last week with the opinion, writing a strong opinion. So I sent you a Google Doc for you to read through that, so that way it saved us a little bit of time for our mini lesson today. So I'm going to switch over to the DocCam because I want to kind of review super fast what we've been doing in opinion writing. So remember last week, in order to get story ideas, we made some webs of favorites and things that we want. And you are going to essentially use one of these ideas for your first opinion writing draft that you're going to do this week. So if that was confusing last week, I think some of you were confused for the second mini lesson when we talked about writing a strong opinion. So we talked about how when you're writing your opinion, you want to be very strong in your language and the way you're saying it, so people really believe you and what you're saying. And we also talked about sometimes they will even start to agree with you, or you can persuade them. So we looked at writing some strong opinions. Some of you are confused because you thought you had to write your entire introduction, but I wanted you to just be practicing taking maybe a weaker opinion and making it stronger. So that's kind of where we last left off, is you writing a strong opinion. So what I want to do today, pardon my flipping, is when you guys read I Need a Later Bedtime, and I know that your Google Doc looks different than mine because I put it in there for you so we could all share it and read it. What I wanted you to notice is kind of what her opinion was, and we talked about how she wants a later bedtime. But also I wanted you to really take a look at the reasons that she uses, because once you state your opinion to your audience who's ever reading, you want to make sure that you really have strong reasons, or why you feel the way that you do. Okay, you're kind of proving to your audience, this is why I need a later bedtime. So she starts out with her first reason, and then she does another reason, and then she does one last one. So she basically has 3 reasons to support her why she needs a later bedtime. Okay, so, and you can go back and reread that if you'd like, or if you haven't. But today, what you're going to be doing in your journals, or wherever you've been keeping all your writing, is you're going to start writing. This is more of just your planning. You're not writing your draft yet. But we're going to label this reasons and examples. Because, okay, and then let me put the date. Let's see. 4/7/20. So what you're going to do today is you're going to look back at what your opinion was, that you decided from your strong opinions. You're going to write your opinion again at the top. Okay, so my opinion, and for today I'm going to do this opinion. Every child, and this was one from when we were talking about strong opinions. I'm going to do every child needs a pet. So that's my opinion. You can even write O just to kind of remind you that that's your opinion. Now, then what I want you to try to do today is I want you to try to think of 2 to 3 reasons why you feel the way that you do about your opinion. So what you can do is you can write reason number 1, and I just put R, okay? And then I want you to think about, so, okay, every child needs a pet. Well, I'm going to write, they teach responsibility. Okay. All right. Now, before you move on to your next reason though, we're not going to stop here. We're going to think of some examples of that reason. Okay? Because not only do you have to have a reason, like she states in here, the main reason I feel that I should have a later bedtime is I like more me time. So her reason is she'd like more me time. Then she goes on to give examples. Okay? So, or she's kind of describing her reason a little bit more. So she's adding some details in. Okay? Elaboration. So, once you have your reason, then I want you to try to think of a few examples. Okay, and I'm going to set mine up just like in a little outline, like dashes. So one of my examples, EX is usually the abbreviation for examples, is you have to feed your pet food and water every day. So I'm stating my reason, and then I'm kind of going into, well, what responsibilities do they teach? Okay? So after you state your reason, then I want you to try to think of a couple or two examples, okay? Because this is going to be your one of your bodies of your paragraph. So if you only have one reason and then one little example, it's not going to be enough, okay? So then another example I might say is you or your pet will need exercise like playtime and walks. Okay. So they teach you responsibility because you have to, or you might even say you have to remember to do these things, right? You have to remember to feed your pet. You have to remember to give it exercise, okay? You might even say, one more is you have to keep them healthy by going to the vet. You have to make vet appointments. So they're teaching you to be responsible. You have to take care of something, okay? So I want you to do, after your first reason, then I want you to think of another reason. And we always say, I'm showing you an example of how to set this up, but if you want to do your thinking differently, if you have a different way of organizing your opinion and your reasons, then you can. But we're not writing our draft yet. This is just an outline. You're going to use this to help you write your draft this week. Okay, it kind of sets it up nice. Once we do this, then you're going to write your draft and you'll have a nice plan to follow when you're writing. Okay, so I'm just going to write another reason, but we're not going to do the examples. Every child needs a pet. I'm just going to kind of be, and remember, this is just the outline. So we can go back and we can make these sentences pop and add some more, fancy words, juicy words. They're fun, right? Pets are fun. So then I'm going to give examples as to why I think pets are fun, and every child needs one. Okay? So I want you to at least find 3 reasons. Okay? And then find at least 2 examples. All right? So I'll write that down here. 3 reasons, and I'll put that in the plans too, and 2 examples. Okay? If you're really getting stuck, try to go for 2 reasons. Okay? And I will help you. That would be a question that you can ask me during our small groups this week, okay? It's what I need more reasons. Another, if you really want to challenge yourself or go, that above and beyond, then you could try to do another reason, have 4 reasons, and then even more examples. So if you're trying to push yourself. All right, so that's what you're going to do today. You're going to make your outline, and you're going to have your opinion at the top, your strong opinion you wrote from the other day, and then you're going to be thinking of reasons that you feel that way, and then examples. Okay? One last thing, kind of think about this as main idea and details. So your main idea is your reason 1. They teach responsibility. Remember, with main idea, the details have to connect to the topic. So every example that you write should be connected back to how do they teach responsibility, or what, anything to do with responsibility. Okay, so that can help you too when you're thinking of reasons and then examples. All right, let me see if I can switch back so I can let you guys go. There we are. So hopefully that gave you a good starting point for writing workshop today. And if you get stuck with something, you can ask me on Google Classroom, ask a family member for help, or write it down, and then when we meet this week in your groups, you can say, hey, I'm having trouble with my reasons, or I'm not quite sure what you mean by this. That will be a great time so that we can talk about it, because other kids might have that same question. All right, well, I will see you soon. Have a great writing workshop time, and I'll see you later. Bye.